Can you count to 10 in any other language?
Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf, sechs, sieben, acht, nine.
Did you call me Sexy Stephen?
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah. Do you want a kiss now? Or?
I didn't know that you could speak Portuguese.
Let me tilt this down.
What's that?
It's just so I can see. Because, right, basically, there's been a few times where we start the podcast. All right, fucking, what are you doing, Michael Jackson?
Is it good?
Is this what you're going to be like for the whole podcast, by the way? Because I'm not sure I want to deal with this.
Hola. No.
All right, cool. Can you grow up?
What do you mean? I feel giddy.
Oh.
Pull my socks up, bro.
Well, do you want to talk about
Mate,
why
I
you
like
feel
your
giddy?
socks.
Do you like
Can we
them?
swap
They've
socks?
Got, what, right now?
Nah, let's not
Nah,
do it
that's
right
it,
now. I
yeah.
don't want these perverts scare my feet.
You don't want the dogs in.
They know.
Oh.
They know.
Ho, ho, ho.
Look at these puppies. Sorry, do you want to talk about that or we?
No, it's just because basically
Oh.
it shows the mic.
I've just sworn again. I'm so angry at myself. Why I sit down and I'm like, I can just
bloody hell,
swear.
it. Mate,
I'm
you
sorry.
can't swear within the first 10 minutes.
I know.
I'm going to bleep that out.
Bleep it out.
I'll
I'm
bleep
sorry.
that one
I'm
out.
gonna try really hard. I
All
mean,
right,
no
then.
one did actually when I brought this up in a previous podcast and asked like or invited people to tell me that they're offended by the amount of swearing.
Yeah, I had several messages actually.
No, you didn't.
I did, yeah. And one from the ombudsman
You're an
saying we're going to
you're
take
an-
your podcast
you're
down
an
if you
effing
don't.
liar. Can I do that?
Effing.
Can I do that?
Effing and jeffing.
Effie Jeffy, sexy Stephen. Is my mic
Can
any
you
good?
count to yeah, your mic's on. That's
Yeah.
why I do that, by the way.
it's
I have
a
the screen up, so
window.
just every now and then I glance over because look, we're not on that high profile budget yet. We don't have a producer that can sit there and monitor it. And also, I don't have the money for flashy XLR cables.
What
I'm just
happened
rocking with
to what happened to Jeremiah?
we sacked him.
Sacked him.
Crap.
Sacked him. Rubbish.
Crap. Especially since in one of those last episodes, there's a bit where the audio just doesn't work.
This is new.
That's
This
it.
is new
Hey.
to us. This is new. Listen.
We'll roll with it.
So, by the way, you're watching, you're listening. Maybe you're here with us. The Sour Cherries podcast. His name is Benjamin John Mark Daniels. My name is Manuel Martinez.
That's me.
Of course, I can speak. Of course, I can count. Sorry, to 10 in Spanish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So,
He gets 100.
So,
That's the whole
imagine,
podcast.
That's the first
We
25
just-
minutes. I wanted to talk to you about food.
Yeah.
It's something that I love.
Are you sure that you can manage talking about food
I can.
right now?
I can. To let everybody in the know what's happening, or what's happened today, basically, is that I have fasted for 24 hours now. In fact, we're coming up to 25.
Oh, wow. 25 hours. So last meal you had was like dinner last night?
Yeah. So I purposely, this is something that I have done for a little while in intermittent fasting. And usually I can fast for 16 hours, like with no real problem, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
So I thought, actually, I don't see why I couldn't go 24 hours. I just wonder how I feel. So I just want to begin by saying, because I think it's quite an important disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not trained. No. Look at me. I'm not trained in anything medical or anything like that. I did my own research and have done my own research over the years about intermittent fasting. I took information that I thought might be relevant to myself with regards to the 20, and most importantly, I'm not expressing information to make others decide that this is something they should do. All right. I only wanted to try the 24-hour fast because I wanted to know if I could.
Yeah, like a personal challenge, right?
Literally just like it's the brain thing. Can I actually just go, you don't need to eat today? You know what I mean? Because sometimes I do just wonder if we just eat this much because we're in routine.
Yeah.
And like whether the hunger that you feel, is it actually just boredom? Is it to do with like just a routine that you
habitual?
Exactly.
Yeah. So how do you feel?
Fine. Honestly.
And this
genuinely.
is what, 26 hours?
Well, no, we're coming up to 25, so I'm
coming up to
24
25,
and a
okay.
bit. But yeah, so reality of the day, I would usually I eat quite early into the evening. So I get home from work, and I get home a bit earlier than probably most. I get home from work, I work out, and then I cook, right? So I'm usually eating by about 6 p.m. I won't eat usually in the week until the following midday.
Okay. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So this is a very easy thing for me. People just see it as you're skipping breakfast or whatever. I just do that. That's a routine. And then my eating window, if you like, is 12 till 6. And I just like the symmetry of that when I think of a clock. I don't know, whatever. I just like it. So I do that quite habitually anyway. But I've been doing that for quite a long time. So, of course, your body gets used to certain routine like that. So I just wondered and thought, I wonder if I could do 24 hours. So what I did yesterday is I ate a little bit later. I ate at 7. Now, I'll be honest, my plan was actually to not eat until the following 7 p.m, 24 hours.
Well,
But
yeah.
I did also, then obviously I'm here, but I did also think I could, depending on how I feel, go ahead and just by the time I get home, go to bed, not worry about it, wake up the following
Do
7.
brekkie.
So I've done 36. I feel pretty good, but I feel like I don't want to do 36. I would rather eat because I was meant to like do a weight session tonight. So I did weights yesterday. I was going to do weights today as well.
Do you feel weaker, or you?
I do. When I got home, I felt good. But what I worried about was that I would do the workout, then feel like absolute rubbish, and come here and be like, "Hi Ben,
Yeah.
how are you?"
Yeah, I don't want that. I want high level energy. I want high level energy, Manny.
Yeah. So, is this anything that would ever interest you ever, do you think?
Well, funny that you said about like skipping breakfast, because I physically, well, I could if I forced myself, but I've never really eaten breakfast.
Yeah.
Because I will have dinner, like after we're done here, I'll eat food, and then I will wake up the next morning, and I probably won't eat until 12:30, 1.
But you eat rather late into the evening then, is that fair to say?
Yeah, not always.
Oh,
not
okay.
always. Only on these days.
Oh, you're
usually.
doing it for me?
No, not for you, man. Not for you. It's just I haven't got time.
Yeah.
So otherwise, I would eat before we start the podcast, but I cough a lot if I eat. So I mentioned that before.
Right.
But yeah, I would go from, I would say 7 and then until 1. So what's that?
I don't know.
That's like a good 16 hours,
Well,
right?
it probably, it's the same. isn't
So,
it?
and I don't think anything of that. I think I could easily do it because I'm not that interested in food.
Well, I thought this would be really the crux of the interesting part of this conversation, is that I think it's one of the disparities between you and I.
You're a foodie.
Yeah, I love food, always have. I've worked in food for the majority of my life.
True, yeah.
So it's always, and like, I don't know, a family thing, a family event was never, we would always have food. It was always going for food or people coming over and
I remember
us making
one
food,
thing,
like-
and I don't know why I remember this about you, but you told me this a very, very long time ago. And it's always, the image of it is always stuck in my head, that when you were younger, because there was quite a few of you, and you were all boys, and it was like the Spanish kind of like, all the food is on the table.
Yeah.
You would all just help yourself. And I think it was actually when we went out for dinner one time, and you ate your dinner so quick, and I eat so slow.
Yeah.
So you said to me, "Oh, it's because when I was a kid, we used to just have to fight for food, basically, or you would just not get as much as everyone else." So not to make it sound like you were fighting over scraps.
Yeah, no,
but-
literally.
Oh,
No,
really?
like if my mum made like a big like carbonara or something like that, the first one that had finished their plate would be like, "Can I have more?"
Yeah.
And everyone
So
else
it's
is
like a
still
race.
eating. Literally. You know what's so funny about it is my brother very recently came to stay with us, and he noticed that so quick. He was like, "Dude, you still eat so quick."
Yeah.
It's so funny because
I love that, man.
I know, but you're right. Like, you and I will go out for food, and I'm done. And
And I always feel bad because I'm like, I've literally eaten a quarter of my plate.
I
like.
feel bad. I wonder if this happens a lot with people that go out because, again, it must just depend on where you grew up and everything else. I actually have consciously tried to slow down my chewing. I've tried to play little games with myself, like I have to chew 30 times before I swallow. Like, I'm dead serious. But
Have you seen that guy Bevo who only chews like twice before he swallows?
no.
Oh
That's
my
a
God.
man after my own heart.
Mate, I will show you on TikTok after this. There's this guy called Bevo.
Yeah.
He's from Essex.
Shout out, Bevo.
And he does not need the shout out.
Oh, okay.
He's huge. He's huge. He's clear, mate.
Yeah.
And
Good for him.
he
Good for
got
him.
famous because he was just scranning food, like rating it. And he was like, yeah, love that. But he would pull this funny face because he would never chew and he'd just go... And everyone was commenting like, we nearly lost him then. Like he would eat a roast potato in like 2 bites, and you're like, what's going on? But it turns out that anyway, it's because he had an accident where he lost his teeth.
Wow.
So he had like, and he glued teeth in. So like he never chewed because he was worried that his like teeth would split.
Wow.
And now that he's got that TikTok money, he's had a turkey teeth done.
Yo, good for him.
Good for him. But yeah, it is funny. But I have to chew my food a lot.
Yeah.
Like before I can, I'm not about like, you know, I'm not doing that, man.
No, fair enough.
Nah. And dude, when we're out and I'm eating food, I don't want to rush it.
No, of course.
I feel like I'm just enjoying it.
No, bear in mind, like, when this is funny, when me and my wife go out for food, we laugh about how quickly we're done. Like, we can be, if the service is good, we're in and out in 45. Like, we don't hang about. But when we go out and have food with other people, that's where we realize, like, oh, let's take our time and stuff like that.
Manners, remember your table manners.
But I'm equally more than happy getting to a restaurant and, like, I don't know if it feels like it's just a thing here, but everyone's in like such a rush to get the order in. Like, you are, the menu's here. Have you had a chance? Are you ready? Like, it feels like that.
Yeah.
Whereas other places in the world that I've been to, I'm happy sitting there. Would you like a drink? Yeah, would love a drink. I've ordered my drink. My drink is finished. And then they're like, would you like another drink? Are you ready to order food? Is there something I can get you? Like, in areas of the world that I've been to very recently, of course, it's tapas. So you order a drink and they bring you food.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? You've not ordered anything. They're just like, yeah, there you go. There's
It's such a different way of dining rather than seeing like, you know, a table sat down. We need to clear that table as quick as possible because, you know, you've got to be in and out so we can get someone else sitting in so we get more money. I guess that's the game, right?
And that's the thing. Like, you go to places, very, very popular places, it's great, but people are queuing outside to get in. You've got a time limit on your table now because they've booked it for, like, if you joined at 7:15, they've got another turnaround at 9:30 or whatever. And I just think some of that is, you know, they've got to do what they've got to do. I'm not having a go, but I like the idea that I've gone out, like you've said, for food and for an experience. I'm happy to sit there. Have a drink. Why don't we order appetizers first? I've literally done it before where I've ordered starters and then I've said, can I just order some more starters? And we've just sat and, you know, with people that
snack.
Yeah. But that's just what I like to do. But I did come with a game.
Okay.
A little game for Ben.
Nice.
A little game for Benny boy.
So we're getting our phones out. Is that what we're saying? I can get my phone out too?
Yeah. I mean, so have you organised a game?
No, but you're on your phone, so I got mine.
Why are you being so weird?
I don't know.
That feels so strange.
No, it's just because every time we've been on the podcast and we've gone, oh yeah, talking about like being on our phones and stuff. So now I just wait for you, and I'm like, oh, he's on his phone. Let me look something up on my phone.
All right, you check
I want
out.
to look something up on my phone about food, man.
All right, well, you check out Hinge or whatever you're doing. So I've got
Grinder.
I've got a little game. I thought this would be funny. I researched crazy and weird and wacky food from around the world.
Yep.
And I thought I'd give you their name and where they're from, and you have to guess what you think this might be. Okay. So I'm going to start with something that I think is a little bit closer to home, from Bonnish, Scotland. Haggis.
What do I have to guess?
So, do you actually know what haggis is?
Oh, so I have to guess what it is?
Yeah, so other things I'm going to give you the name of, and you honestly, you're going to have no clue, but it'll just be funny to hear.
So isn't haggis meant to be like all of the leftovers of sheep?
Oh, sheep is good. Sheep is spot on. Yeah.
So, and it's like intestines and
right.
like hoof.
Let me give you some of this. So, sheep's heart, liver, and lungs.
Oh my god!
Mixed with
like all the organs.
Mixed with onions, oatmeal, and suet.
Oatmeal?
Yeah.
Sorry, no.
Yeah.
No. Oatmeal?
That's what it says, bro.
So what?
So, onions, oatmeal,
Nah.
and suet. It's minced and then it's seasoned with salt and spices and cooked inside the animal's stomach. That's an also important part of.
So it's got to be cooked inside the animal's stomach.
Yeah.
Why is that then?
Don't know.
Just a tradition, or
a flavour thing, a tradition thing. Yeah. But there you go. So I thought
that sounds grim. Yeah.
let
Have
me
you ever
move-
had haggis?
Yeah.
Of course you have.
Haggis-
You're
haggis-
Scottish. You like it?
Haggis is wonderful.
There's something wrong with you.
Well, it's very tasty. Do you want to tell people at home that you don't eat meat, or have I just ruined it?
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's fine,
that's something else that we.
Yeah, I mean, our relationships with food couldn't be any different.
Literally
I
couldn't
am
be
not
different.
bothered about eating. Like,
Yeah.
I will eat, if I could consume a small OXO cube
Yeah.
that gave me all of my nutrients every day and filled me up,
Yeah.
cool. But you enjoy eating, you enjoy the meat, all
Yeah.
sorts. And I'm just like, I'm vegetarian, or it is what it is. And I will explain later about
Let's
why
get
I'm
back to it. Let's get
vegetarian.
back to it.
Let's
So-
play the game.
This one. All right. I really don't want to pronounce these wrong. I'm so sorry if you're offended by any of my pronunciations.
He's not sorry.
I'm
He
not
doesn't
trying
care.
to offend you, but also don't be so fucking sensitive. Sanakji from South Korea. Sanakji.
Sanakji.
Spelt, I'll spell them all. Sannakji. Oh, I just
Okay.
got that wrong.
Yeah. All right, Sanakji.
My brain
okay,
is
okay,
not-
Okay. Is it?
From South Korea.
It sounds like it could be a type of like thin meat.
A thin meat.
Yeah, that you
Interesting.
would like. That they would bring out, because I know a lot of Korean food. I could be totally wrong here, and it might make me sound really racist. But well, I've been to like Korean restaurants or like Asian restaurants where you have the hot plate in the middle, and they bring it over, and it's kind of like fondue style, right? You have the meat or whatever substitute, and then you basically cook it yourself, and
Sure.
you just feed yourself and cook it, right?
Right.
And they bring out all the condiments and different things. That feels like something you'd get there.
Yeah, okay.
But I can tell from that
Yeah,
that
dude.
I am so wrong.
Right. Sanakji, okay, is live wriggling octopus
No, I'm
tentacles.
out. I'm out. Of course,
Mate,
Korean. Bro, they eat the craziest foods. Why?
served raw with sesame oil. Now,
Yeah,
what's-
and they pour the oil on, and it goes.
What's
It wriggles.
what's interesting about it is when I was looking it up, I think it's mainly baby octopus that they do it. But of course, when they're wriggling, like they've basically just had the tentacle removed and it
Yeah.
wriggles. And there are some stories of people that are like getting choked because the tentacle is
Oh, like
still
wrapping round them.
Yeah, and trying to attack them from the inside.
Why? Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Why on earth would you ever want to eat something that is one, kind of still alive, but two, carries the possibility of killing you? Like, there's that rare fish, and I don't know if this is just from The Simpsons.
I think The Simpsons nailed it. I think it's spot on.
But it's like you have to eat it like a certain way, or you can only eat it once.
It's got to be prepared.
I don't
the
know.
proper way.
Yeah.
Yeah, this blowfish. I think
Is it
that's
blowfish?
I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. I might be wrong, but that's not on this list.
That's
actually.
crazy.
Right, we'll keep going.
All right.
And again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correct. Hakal from Iceland. Hakarl.
Iceland, like the.
No, not from Iceland. From Iceland to the country. Hakal. If you want a clue, would you like a clue?
Yeah, I'll go for a clue.
This is another under the sea. Under the sea.
Hachal.
Under the sea jobby.
Is it like
What do you think it could be?
I don't know, like some not oyster. What are those? Like
Ooh.
reef,
Ooh.
like cloister. No, that's a
Cloister?
Pokemon.
That's the Pokemon. It's the water ice type Pokemon.
All right, you nerd.
Go on. What do you think?
Some sort of like the coral reef. Is it like something like
Okay,
that?
interesting.
Hachal.
It is cured rotten shark.
Right. Okay. Well, what's the point of that?
So
We're gonna take a perfectly, or probably perfectly good bit of meat, right? What should we do? Should we cook it? Nah, let's let it rot.
let's let it rot.
Let's let it rot.
So the shark carcass is placed in a shallow pit. It's covered with sand and pressed with stones. Now, I didn't really understand the reasoning for this. As it turns out, and what I read, this might not be true. If you're from Iceland, let me know. What we found out is that it's meant to something to do with like poisonous or potentially toxic like oils or fluids that are within the carcass are released when pressed with stone. I think it's something like that. So basically, yeah, pit, covered with sand, pressed with stones, then left to ferment for about 2 months. Sliced, and then you eat that. Would you like that?
What, raw?
I don't recall if it was raw or not. Cured. So Cured. No, I think.
Yeah, cured is raw.
I think so. I
Cured
might be.
meat.
I might be
I
an
don't know
idiot.
actually.
But there you go. Cured.
Oh.
Cured rotten shark. Would you like?
Have you ever? Would you ever eat like shark?
Yeah.
You've tried horse.
Yeah, horse is wonderful. Horse is lovely. Sorry, everyone. It's wonderful. It's very tasty.
That just eats any animal.
What?
What about?
Give it a
what
go.
else?
What? That I wouldn't have.
No, what else like crazy food have you eaten?
Have I eaten? Oh
Yeah.
no, I don't think I've tried.
You ever eat
anything
like
that-
bugs?
No, I don't think.
Would you eat bugs?
Like you've seen the I'm a Celebrity thing.
Yeah.
I always watch that and go, I could do that. I could.
Well,
Stop.
you reckon you could eat like a kangaroo's nut bag?
Yeah, and I'd eat it quicker than the other person because I'd be like,
You'd be scranning it
I'll
in
be
2
like-
chews. You'd be going, oh no, have to do a minimum of 30 chews.
yeah, can I finish now?
Yeah.
Can I finish? Am I
Of course you
done?
like bollocks in your mouth. you
Yeah, of
sicko.
course.
Wait,
Right.
no swearing.
Stop it. We're
I'll
trying.
bleep that out. We are
trying.
trying our best.
Okay, bird's nest soup, Southeast Asia. What do you reckon?
Bird's nest soup.
Yeah, it's not what you think it is, but it's
Yeah.
kind of close.
Has it got like, is it like, like foliage?
Foliage,
You know, like
right?
plant,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, leaves and stuff. Like bird's nest, I'm thinking.
Bird's nest soup.
Yeah.
Right.
But then it's got like eggs in.
Eggs in. Right. No, it is bird saliva. Any of these taking your interest at all? Any of these? You want to try this?
Well, I think
So,
bird saliva is the only one that you've talked about so far that I can eat because it's not meat, right?
yeah, maybe, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, if you're vegan, can you have bird nest soup?
if you're vegan, I'm so sorry. This episode is probably not for you. So bird saliva. So it turns hard when it's exposed to air high up in on like cliff faces where the birds nest. Climbers have to harvest the saliva and they dissolve it into soup. Bird's nest soup.
That is actually grim.
It's mad, isn't it?
I'd be
Absolutely
interested
crazy.
to know the nutritional facts behind that, you know?
Could you imagine?
Like, is it...
What they do, like the red, yellow, green, like traffic light system. That's all red.
This is your recommended daily
Yeah,
intake
bird's nest soup
salt.
is all tasty reds. Okay, I'm going to move on. Escamoles. I think I'm saying that correctly.
Where's this from?
Mexico and Central America.
Escamoles.
Escamoles. What do you reckon?
Don't know. Fermented, like taco beans or something. Is that...
Escamoles is the larvae of a particular species of ant.
Right, so now we're getting into bugs.
They lay their eggs in agave plants.
Right,
that's
so you're going to eat a rotten shark. Here's what you got for dinner. Rotten shark, the innards of a sheep, a fucking bugs larva, which could be more bugs. You're just eating it halfway through, and then you eat the larva, and then suddenly you've got bugs inside of you.
right. Well, you'll love this one then. This moves on to Casu marzu.
Right. Is this some sort of live spider? I swear to God, if you're telling me about it, it's like live egg spawn.
From Italy, Casu marzu. I think potentially you might have heard this one before when I tell you what it is.
Frog spawn.
No.
It's going to be something grim, man.
It's a cheese.
Huh?
It's maggot cheese.
All right, tell me. I
I thought you were actually going to cry.
No. Because tell me why they've gone cheese, right? Cheese, great.
I'm loving
But
this
you
game.
put the word maggot in front of it.
Yeah.
At least call it something good like cheese de la magot.
No, they've nailed it. They've nailed it because the cheese is left open for flies to lay their eggs.
So what cheese is left open?
Made cheese, Italian cheese.
Don't leave the Italian cheese open. It's good cheese.
Cheese left open. Flies to lay eggs. Maggots hatch. They burrow into cheese and it improves the flavour or enhances flavour. You can
Wait,
eat...
no. What if you get a maggot
listen.
in there by accident?
You can eat with or without the maggots.
I'm out. I could kind of get on board if it was like the maggots enhance the flavour of the cheese and then all the maggots are removed, the cheese is cleaned
You can
or
have
whatever.
it with maggots removed.
Yeah, but is it going to come out and be like, oh, there's maggot dust
I mean,
on my cheese?
maggots smell, bro. Maggots
I know.
smelly.
Yeah, but so does cheese.
I guess so.
What's the smelliest cheese, man?
Oh, I did not research such a thing.
Like blue, you know, when you get.
I like blue cheese. I like cheese.
Oh, no,
I
yeah,
like-
but that's the thing. I don't really mind that. But is it because it's
I don't-
packaged in a nice way that you go, I don't mind that?
and I don't want maggots in it.
You don't.
Right, I've only got. I've got.
So that's the line. You're eating rotten shark anus, but you're
Well,
not going to eat maggot cheese.
I didn't say that I'd eat the cured rotten shark, but you
pretty
said
much
would you?
did.
You said would you eat shark, and I'm like, I don't see why I would not eat shark.
Well, what's the difference? Shark or rotten
Well,
shark?
hold on, dude. I eat cow, but I don't want rotten cow, do I?
Well, you might eat rotten cow by
Nah, I
accident
don't
one
want
day, and you
rotten
might like it.
I don't want rotten cow.
Cannibalism.
Yeah, I'm not for it. What do you? Are you trying to imprison me on
No.
camera?
But what I'm saying is, cannibalism is illegal.
I don't know. I think so.
Hear me out. Everything we're taught throughout life is about
Oh,
sustainability.
Okay. Toe the line, bro.
No,
Toe the line.
listen,
bro.
listen to me.
As soon as you went now like this, I'm like, no, we're
Listen
not.
to me. Listen, just let me have my say because I'm vegetarian, so I can say this. All right.
Okay.
Now, if someone passes away, right, and they're like, yeah, reuse my body parts, put them wherever. What's the difference between someone scranning it and it being put in your body as like, oh, can I have your heart, please? Yeah. Oh, can I chew on your arm? Like, if it's cooked in a proper way, do you know what I mean? Like, would you know? Do you think you'd know?
That's an interesting conversation. Do I think I'd know that I was eating human flesh?
Because there was that thing in Tesco's, wasn't there? That's why I brought up horse meat, not about
Not
human
of
meat.
humans.
No. But what I'm saying is that who really knew? It was only once it got tested, right? That they were like, this is horse meat or this is not.
That is part of an interesting conversation I want to have later, actually, about traceability of our foods right now and what we think is going on. Let me circle back.
Yeah,
I've got a few more here, man,
Yeah.
and some of these you are gonna love. Right, I'm gonna just call it Kai. It's spelled Cuy. So
Oh.
I don't really know how to pronounce it. It's from Peru, but it's spelt sort of like we would pronounce the word guy, but with a C. So Sai.
It's
Kai,
also
I don't
one
know.
letter off being cum.
It is that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it's from Peru. Any guess? Any guess at all? This is a
Peru.
meat. This is a meat. Yeah.
Oh, it's a meat. Okay,
This
you've
is a
given me a
meat.
hint.
Yeah.
Kai. Is it some sort of like goat's nostril?
Okay, I'll give you another clue.
Okay.
Think of a potential household pet.
No. Like a dog?
It's not a dog.
Cat?
It's not a cat.
Oh, a household
Yeah.
pet?
Think about a little like.
Common hamster.
Well,
You're
keep
joking.
going.
Gerbil.
Keep going.
Oh no. Rat.
It's roasted guinea pig.
No.
Roasted guinea pig. Do you ever have-
Any animal that you can have as a domestic pet,
Yep.
it's not going on your plate. I'm sorry, why?
Well, I mean, so what do you think about horses? Because I did eat horse. Horses.
It's not like a pet that you can have in your house, is it?
I guess it's not. I guess it's not domesticated in that way, but
Yeah.
you could argue they're domesticated. It's not wild horse. Well, did I eat wild horse? I don't.
How do you know?
Oh, now I'm
You
sad.
didn't get to ask the horse.
Yeah, now I'm sad.
It is what it is.
I suddenly
Yeah.
feel like I might be making you quite uncomfortable as a vegetarian. Do you
Not
want
at
to
all.
stop?
No, actually
Sorry,
not.
mate.
Because I actually really enjoy and maybe let me quickly tell the veggie story.
Okay.
Because I was vegetarian. I turned vegetarian in like 2014, right? So what's that? That's 10
10
years.
years ago.
Wow,
No,
10
good
years
for you.
ago. So how it actually happened was our good friend Jack, he was vegan. And we went shopping one time. Like, we used to spend a lot of time together. We was like, right, I need to do some food shopping, man. And he was like, I'll come along. And on the drive there, he was saying stuff like, bro, have you ever like tried veggie or vegan? And I was like, no, not really. And he was like, mate, give it a go.
Why not?
Because I'm not really that I was never really that experimental with food.
Yeah.
So he was like, just try with different like veg and stuff. Because normally I just buy like frozen stuff.
Yeah.
You know, whatever, right? And I got to Tesco and I did the shop and it was actually half the price of like my normal shop.
Yep.
So I was like, I could do this for 30 days and one, a challenge to myself.
Yep.
But two, see how much money I
Save
saved.
some money. Hell yeah.
So that was on like a Friday or whatever. I go into work on the Monday, and just out of pure habit, I went to the canteen at like 10 a.m. and I got a sausage roll. And I sat at my desk. I took 3 bites of the sausage roll, and I looked at it and went, sausage.
Yeah.
It's not vegetarian, is it? That was the last piece of meat I ate knowingly.
Wow.
Because I looked at that and went, oh. But yeah, it became a 30-day challenge. And at the end of the 30 day, I said to myself, like, I could do this forever.
That's it. Yeah.
Because it made me more, like I say, experimental with food.
Yeah.
So it just became one of those things where I was like, well, there's no point in going back now.
No.
And people always say, well, it's not to do with like the animals or like any of the other stuff or like health reasons. And I was like, not really, no.
Yeah.
Like, I've got nothing against, like, if you were to sit in front of me eating a steak, I'm not going to be like, ugh, a steak. Or like when you talk about those things, I'm not like, ugh, but I am like, that's a weird food.
Why would you do that? Of course.
Yeah, of course.
But that's actually something that, because you and I have spent so much time together over the years, when you, I recall vividly Jack being vegan, yourself discovering vegetarianism, if we put it that way. And you helped me, again, with my sort of understanding and appreciation of food as well, because I, probably like most people that eat meat, have just done so habitually because that's how we grew up.
Yeah.
When you decided that you were going to go veggie, this is the honest truth, we would be in the studio and I would be like, well, listen, if we're going to spend... So we obviously twice a week we'd be in the studio, and it was part of the thing, well, we'll bring dinner. So I'm not going to bring 2 dinners. Yeah. So I'll just buy veggie. I'll eat veggie for that particular meal. Yeah. What do you want? And so we did if you remember, like
Mexican wraps, veggie wraps,
veggie chili.
Oh, the chili.
Yeah, with wraps obviously. Yeah. We would do like the veggie green curry.
Green curry, risotto,
the mascarpone. Like, I was like, oh, this is really flavoursome. As you said, actually kind of cheap. Easy to do, really quick to do, really tasty, awesome. So what I then decided to do, again, challenge to myself, I was like, well, I just won't eat meat on the days that we're in the studio. So I effectively turned into a 5 and 2 diet.
Oh, that's
5
cool.
days meat, 2 days not meat, because I was just like, well, I can just not eat meat.
Because I remember you saying to me that you were trying to cut down on specifically like red meats.
Exactly. Yeah. When you start obviously reading up on XYZ, you start realizing that there's health risk, obviously with everything. So I was like, well, that's interesting. I mean, there was a time in my life where the 5 and 2, I completely flipped. So I was having 5 days. So basically in the week, I wasn't eating any meat. And I was eating meat substitutes and meals that you'd inspired me to make and things like that. And then come the weekend, it's almost like a treat.
Yeah.
And then at one time in my life, it was to the point where I was like, I'm not even really eating meat now.
Yeah.
It didn't appeal to me as much as the other recipes that we had, if I'm being honest. And again, at a time where I was trying to save money and not be so reckless with money and XYZ, I was like, this is a great way to manage what I was doing. Because...
And just to clarify, the vegetarian alternatives to meat are twice as expensive. Like, that is a thing that you... They always have been, but there's now more options like that.
We were never buying replica meat, soy, whatever. We were buying vegetables, and we were buying pastas, and we were buying rice, and we were buying other things to make a pretty bulky kind of meal, actually. But it did. It inspired me to learn a little bit more outside of just basically meat, potatoes, veg, which is what I was doing every day.
It's funny to me because I think most people, maybe even our age, but definitely the generation before us, are like, oh, no meat in my dinner. Like, oh, that's not a real meal then. You know, I've heard that a few times. And funnily enough, people always make the joke. It's like, oh, how do you know vegetarians at your barbecue? Because they won't stop fucking telling you. But actually, it's, for me anyway, it's the other way round. Yeah. Like, people always bring up, like, even if I don't talk about it, because I'm not bothered. Yeah. If we go to a barbecue and there's meat on both the grills, I'm like, fine, I just won't eat. It's cool. I'll eat another time. If it gets brought up, and they're like, Ben, are you all right with these bits? Because they know. Then I'll be like, yeah, if you could just leave me like a space on the grill, I'll just put my veggie stuff on there. Fine. Yep. But I don't want people to go out of their way to cater for me.
Sure.
I'm not like like in a restaurant, there's a level of expectancy.
Yeah, of course.
If I go to my friend's house, man, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Lifestyle choices are lifestyle choices.
Yeah.
And as long as you're around people that know and respect you and everything else, that shouldn't really be that challenging. I mean, as I say, we've been out for meals a lot of times, and because I've spent so much time with you and eating with you, I wouldn't go somewhere with you and sit opposite you eating meat.
Yeah.
I know that you wouldn't. I probably have, but knowingly and consciously, if I was more mindful of it, I wouldn't do that. I don't have the need to. It's almost seen as, for me anyway, like, oh, well, you're vegetarian. I don't have to sit here and eat fucking lamb in front of you. Like, let's just...
No, I know, I appreciate that.
Like, actually, yeah, I'll take the opportunity to order veggie.
Yeah.
Like, why not? It's...
The bigger thing for me is actually when you go on maybe group, out with a group.
Sure.
And they've decided that they want to go to a steakhouse
Yeah.
and they know I'm vegetarian. And it's like, well, it's fine. I'll come along. But like, and they're going, oh, you haven't eaten much. Yeah. There's not really that much to eat. And it's usually like, I've never been to a Miller and Carter, but I can imagine that it's a steakhouse, right? They're not catering for vegetarians.
Yeah.
So I have no need to go there.
Yeah.
But if I was invited, for me, it's not about the food. If it was about the group that I'm going with, cool. I'll go there. I'll have a good time. It's not about the food for me. It's about going out with my friends.
Exactly.
And we're all just hanging out. So
yeah.
Even when we went to the curry, the Indian place, you pointed that out. You were like, did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you don't get much option.
There wasn't a lot of option, admittedly, yeah. And he was like, you can have everything vegetarian. It's like, well, what does that mean?
Yeah, that's the thing as well. When it gets vague like that and you're like...
Yeah, that feels a little bit like you've just cooked everything. You'll pick the chicken out and put a potato in there.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm honest, that's how it sort of felt. We're not naming the place that we went.
No.
But I could do.
But it is called... No.
So, let me finish off this game, because I did have a couple more.
Wait, you didn't tell me what the...
Yes, I did.
What is it again?
Roasted guinea pig.
Oh, no.
Did you ever have a guinea pig?
I blanked that out of my head.
Yeah, you did.
I didn't have a guinea pig growing up.
No, neither. I've never had one.
Have you not? Would you eat one?
I'd give it a go. Why not? Why not? Why not? Tell me why you wouldn't. Well, I know why you wouldn't.
Little Timmy.
Little Timmy guinea pig. You
Little
call your
Timmy.
guinea pig Timmy?
Yeah, Timmy the guinea.
Timmy
pig.
Right. Okay. Jing Lead from Thailand.
Sorry, you're going to have to say this again.
Jing Lead, spelt JINGLEED, from Thailand. Now, this is, you mentioned it earlier about insects. This is an insect.
Oh, no. Is it like crickets?
Ooh.
Oh, my clothes.
That's pretty good, dude. That's a fried grasshopper.
Oh, fried grasshopper?
Yeah.
Oh,
Big old
crap.
seasoned with salt, pepper, and chili.
Oh.
You wouldn't give that
You've got to season it, haven't you? Hear me out.
Yeah.
Vegetarian. You don't eat animals. What about insects? Is that allowed? If you're vegetarian, can you eat insects?
You tell me, dude.
I'm not saying... No, I don't make the rules, do I?
You
Like,
ever
what the
opened
label
up
is.
a little, like, lettuce, and there's, like, a little sluggy in there?
You don't like lettuce.
I
Because you don't like the waxiness.
Thank you so much for knowing me. I appreciate it. I feel very seen. I feel very acknowledged. I don't like salad. I don't like salad. Salad.
I love meat. Any salad on my plate, get it out.
No, I love vegetables. I love fruit. I do love meat. I love potato. I don't like salad. If you were like, oh, here's some cucumber and tomato and even like radish and stuff
Why
like that.
don't you like it?
I don't enjoy...
It's boring.
Yeah. I'm probably being a bit mean. Vegetables such as cucumbers, tomatoes, sweet corn, I eat a lot of. I'm trying to think of other things. Peppers, bell peppers, carrots. I do courgette. We love the courgette, bro.
Aubergine.
Yeah. We I like all of those things, but like that's veg. Salad, if you're literally talking lettuce, I don't want to sit and eat lettuce.
You're right. If someone is like, there's no vegetarian options on here, the only thing we've got is like a little salad.
Yeah, like an iceberg lettuce.
I'd be like, I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of tomatoes and lettuce. It's all cold.
Tomatoes is a weird one. Do you like tomato sauce?
Oh, I love ketchup.
But isn't it so weird? Like, if someone said, oh, there's tomatoes in this sandwich, I'd probably be like, can you take them out?
Yeah.
But then if someone gave you ketchup, I'd be like, oh, ketchup.
But what if...
or like tomato sauce in pasta.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that.
Oh,
Yeah,
mate.
like passata. Is that what it's called?
Passata.
Yeah. But what about like I don't mind normal tomatoes. Like I could cut it up myself and eat it. That's fine. But if it's in a sandwich and then it's absorbed the sandwich bread
Yeah.
has absorbed some of the tomato sogginess.
Yeah.
I'm not about that.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
If I come around your house, right, and you're like, "Oh, Manny, would you like a sandwich?"
Yeah.
I go, "Yeah, that sounds lovely. Thank you so much." And you cut the tomato first all over that bread
Oh, and then you put the bread on the board. And
on the breadboard,
You're an idiot.
and everything now just tastes like tomato, like water.
Yeah.
I might actually put you in a cupboard and I might bash that cupboard with a hammer. I don't want to deal with that. Don't do that. You're a dick. I'm
Yeah.
just saying it. Same with like chopping like lemons. If you're like chopping a lemon and you don't change your board,
Yeah.
everything tastes like lemon now.
But
Did you think?
Lemon's not bad though.
Did you think?
No, you didn't think.
Mate, makes me angry.
But the thing is, like, what is an ideal sandwich for you? Because they put tomato and everything, bro.
Mate, this is a phenomenal question. Because I love burgers. It's hard for me to see burgers on a menu and not be drawn to a burger. I like meat, cheese, bread. That's what I want.
No tomato, because that is like you
Well,
put that in the thing, right?
This is the thing. I don't want a lettuce slice. I don't want tomatoes, onions. Okay, maybe depends what we're talking about. But when I think of a burger, I genuinely like meat, bread, cheese, and then a sauce. I'll pick a sauce.
Yeah.
A sandwich. I don't actually eat a lot of sandwiches. I'm not someone that comes home and makes a cheese and ham
So
sandwich.
what do you do for like lunch at work? You
I make pasta.
Oh, do you?
Oh,
Okay.
mate, I meal prep.
Okay,
Everything.
that's
So
good,
we do a
that's
big
good.
pasta. I'll do everything from like a meatball pasta with red sauce, veg. I'll do a creme fraiche pasta with chicken and bacon, some asparagus. Like I'll meal prep that for Chloe and I to have in the week.
That's good.
Yeah, once that's gone, I probably usually would do something like a chili. I'll then make a chili, which again will go pretty far. We love chili, like that's fine. But I don't. Yeah, I mean sandwich. I just don't come home and make and like do like cheese and ham. But I do love salami. I love like German salami.
Yeah.
I like the chorizo. I like the, spicy meats and stuff. I'm sorry, dude. I just feel like this is... You like a cheese sandwich, eh?
No, actually, because the thing is, like, okay, right, Tesco meal deal, right? You're looking at all of the sandwiches in there, right?
Yeah.
Some of the best sandwiches, if they just took the meat out, would be epic.
Yeah?
But they don't.
Right.
Like, even like, BLT.
Yep.
I used to love BLT sandwiches. That was my favourite, right? If Tesco's or whatever, Sainsbury's, whatever, did a BLT, but it was veggie bacon,
Yeah.
I'm scranning that every day, I'm
But
telling
do you like veggie bacon, man?
Wow, just lettuce and tomato. But with bacon,
But with the bacon... it's a game
weird.
changer.
It is.
I like a BLT. I like bacon. I try not to eat loads and loads of bacon.
People always ask me, like, do you not miss bacon sandwich?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I always get the impression that like things like bacon and sausages specifically, I feel like they smell maybe nicer than they taste. If we're being honest, as meat
true.
eaters, I think we'd say like the smell of bacon and sausages.
It's also what we associate it with. Like a good
sure.
bacon sandwich, like either your parents were making them when you were young. Oh, come down on Saturday morning, you got a bacon sarnie. Oh my God, big treat, rather than cereal or porridge.
Yeah.
Or like for me, bacon sandwiches remind me of, and the smell specifically remind me of when me and my dad used to go fishing on like a Saturday morning, well early, and some of the lakes we used to go to, they had like one of those greasy vans.
Yeah, right.
And they'd do the bacon butty.
Yeah.
And we'd sit there eating it. So that's what it reminds me of, man.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
It's less about the taste, like you say, and more about the feeling.
I want to give you one more of these because this one, I actually knew what it was. Right. Actually, there's two I want to give you, right? So just to finish off this game, okay?
Yep.
Balut. From the Philippines, balut. Balut. I actually
What's
knew.
that? I feel like that's.
I actually knew what this one was, and this is pretty gross.
Is this like the bladder of something?
The bladder or something? No, it is
Oh.
not. Balut from the Philippines. It's a developing duck embryo.
Embryo? Do you mean embryo?
I was thinking of Umbro shoes, bro. This little chicken, like with a little Umbro sticking out. That's so funny, mate. My brain is not working.
Embryo,
mate. I haven't
you've
eaten
been
for so long.
fasting.
Yo, dude.
Oh, by the way, talking about all of this, is it making you?
I'm pretty
feel
hungry now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty hungry now. We're now past 25 hours. So it's a developing, a developing duck
Embryo.
Sorry. Boiled alive.
Okay.
In the shell.
that's messed up.
In the shell.
That's messed up, man.
It's served with beers. They you sort of sip the. It's
the juice of it.
Yeah, dude.
That's messed up.
That's pretty. That's pretty
you
hardcore.
see people eating some mad food
And
online.
listen, can I just say I don't want to be offensive. It's weird to us. It won't be weird to you. Some things that we do will be weird to you and not to us. That's the way the world goes. I'm using these as extreme. These are extreme meals and foods for our culture.
Yeah.
I don't want to be culturally insensitive, but if you gave me a duck embryo in its shell and go eat that, I'm gonna throw that in the nearest ocean, bro. I don't want to be anywhere near that. I don't want it on me.
Do you reckon you'd ever eat cockroach or anything like that?
I don't know. I mean, so when I was looking up, what one was that one? The Jing Lead in Thailand.
The grasshopper.
This is the grasshopper. People literally just say it's like eating popcorn. And I could actually sort of
but I don't know if your brain. I don't know if my brain could get over the fact that it's not popcorn.
But when you think of texture and a crunch, and it's kind of it's kind of airy, there's a lot of space. I know that's a weird thing to say. I'm I could sort of get that. Cockroach, I don't know, man. It's just strange for us. There is just one.
So even talking about, sorry to interrupt, even talking about this, you're still feeling hungry. It doesn't make you feel sicky.
Oh no, sorry. You were talking about a bacon sandwich, dude. I'm mate, a BLT right now goes down something fierce. But
so you are pretty hungry.
I am. I feel. Oh yeah, I feel hungry.
Yeah.
My stomach is rumbling. As I say, or maybe I didn't mention, my brain does feel a bit fuzzy now, and I did have a pretty hardcore headache, which is why you sort of saw me like this at the beginning of the pod, because it's all sort of in the front of my head. But I've been drinking.
Do you think you could get through that? Because some people do 7-day fasts, right?
This is the truth. I absolutely anticipated that it would come in waves. The hunger and the feeling of you'll feel really tired and stuff like that. It would come in a wave, and then you would down a load of water and feel better.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what's happened. I feel fine, but my brain, I will admit, my brain is starting to feel a bit, and I am feeling like I need to eat. That's just what hunger is, I guess.
Yeah.
But my whole thing about this was, are we just eating at 8 and 12 and 6 because that's just a habitual thing? We snack in the day. Are we just doing this over and over again because we can do this over and over again? When you think of human beings and human being existence, we've had no food for all of our fucking lives. All of our existence, we've been starving to death. Now all of a sudden we've got so much food, we're eating ourselves to death.
Yeah.
It's mad to me.
Now, 1 second. Talk to the podcast.
All right. Well, what are you doing? Why are you? You're fucking up the whole pod.
No, I'm just fucking up.
Okay.
You just talk to the podcast. I've just got there's an emergency.
All right. Well, I'm going to play the game. So the last one that I was going to give to Ben is called Shirako in Japan. Shirako. I'll give you a second, people at home, to work out what you think Shirako might be from Japan. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is actually essentially a cod's sperm sac. A cod's sperm sac. That is not something that I would want to put in my mouth. Equally, I feel like if I went to Japan and someone didn't tell me what it was, I feel like I'm the kind of person that I would probably just give it a whirl. I would try it, and then I would be eating it and be like, what is this? And they'd say, oh, it's a sperm sac. And maybe I would swallow. Maybe I wouldn't. Yeah.
Manny,
Yes, mate. What? Are you okay?
yeah, well, I knew you were hungry.
Right.
I know you're not eating yet, so I just ordered myself pizza, man.
For fuck's sake.
I just ordered myself pizza, bro, 'cause I knew you were hungry and couldn't eat, so I just thought, I'll just a little...
You know what's so shitty about this, by the way, is you know that pizza is my favourite food, and I didn't want to...
and look at that. Honey
What is
covered
that?
halloumi sticks. Oh. Bro, are you hungry? Do you want to smell? Have a little sniff.
Mate, it does smell good.
Yeah.
I will admit. You know I love pizza.
mate.
What pizza did you buy?
Veggie pizza.
I can't believe you've just done this.
Oh my God. Let me tell you. It's got like honey on it.
Yeah.
It
What, like a
works so
chili?
well with the cheese.
Really? So are vegetarians allowed honey?
Yeah, that's vegans aren't allowed
Oh,
honey.
vegans wouldn't be allowed honey. You're a fucking bellend. I know I said I wouldn't swear.
That's good, that is.
That is good. I mean, I love pizza. I didn't want to just
You want one?
No, mate. No, genuinely. Thank you so much. I'm enjoying where I'm at. I'm gonna eat when I get home. I'm not gonna. I feel like I could do 36 hours though.
To be honest, I only ordered it now because I wanted it to turn up on the podcast for this exact
That's what
reason.
you were doing. That's what you were doing on your phone.
Yeah.
That's what you were doing on your phone. I thought that was so weird. I was like, "What are you doing? What do you mean?"
Yeah, you're on your phone. I'm on my phone. You're on your phone
fucking-
finding out food challenges. I'm on mine ordering food.
That is so funny.
I'm gonna put it in the oven so it stays warm.
Yeah, you
but,
do
but I
that.
won't tease you anymore.
Yeah,
Have
you
a look.
do
Do you want to
that.
look at it?
Yeah, show the camera. Where did you order it from? Do you big them up?
Pizza Hut.
Yeah, you like Pizza
Little
Hut?
Pizza Hut. I don't mind Pizza Hut.
What did you get? Oh, it's like a veggie supreme
Yeah. Do you want to
thing.
have a little sniff or?
No, mate.
Do you
No,
wanna-
I'm all good.
You sure?
Yeah, fine.
What
yeah.
have you got? What are you having for dinner?
I've got chicken. I've done chicken wrapped in bacon with some creme fraiche in it, and some vegetables, some yummy vegetables, some leeks, peas, done in like a butter and some olive oil. Man, I'd go for it. I love it. Well, good for you. Thanks for that. In fact, pod's over. Fuck it. I'm out. I'm done.
He's got to
I'm
go
hungry.
eat food.
I'm hungry. I want to go home.
My guy's starving.
No, the
now.
truth is, I feel like would you ever do anything like that? Do you
Fast.
or have you ever gone 24 hours without eating?
I probably have, but not on purpose.
Not on purpose. You
Yeah.
genuinely don't have any like for me, I know when I think of like I'll be at work or whatever and I'll be like, man, I really fancy like doing like a Thai green curry when I get home. Like, and I have that taste in my mouth. Like, that's what I want to eat. Do you ever have that? Do you?
I always have this thing where I only want to eat what I'm fancying.
Right.
I like if there's something in my cupboards that's going out of date, but I feel like something else.
Really?
It's
Do
bad.
Do you do like a weekly food shop or do you shop? Do you shop for food every day?
Drive by shopping because I take a trip to Tesco on my lunch anyway. So I'm like, I'll just pick up whatever I need. Sometimes at the moment, I've got this thing about prepping like food that I slow cook.
Okay.
So I tend to start making it in the morning, but then I'll box some of it up and have it the next day.
Yeah, that's lovely.
And that for me, it's just super easy. And
sure?
that's probably the only case where I don't think about what I'm going to eat. It's like, oh, it's there already. Cool.
Sure. Right. Meal prepping, I think you hit a level of adulthood.
Yeah.
When you think like I can.
Thanks, mate. I'm not an adult. Sorry.
No, you said that you were boxing up whatever you were having for like
Yeah,
another time. And you freeze all that down. Like, what was that? A light went out.
That's my light.
Is it? What happened?
Don't worry about that. We'll
I'm
crack
not going to
on.
worry about that.
Crack it.
So I just like the idea that I can make a big, like, pasta's an easy one, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
Like a big old pasta, and that will last for several days, and it's really tasty. And other things that I've cooked, like a curry, like a chili, I always think after leaving them for a few hours, that that taste profile in there is just enhancing and enhancing. Everything's mixing
Yeah.
together. There's something about it the next day. I mean, there's something about pizza the next day as well.
You like that?
Mate, there's pizza fucking sat there, dude. It's my favourite food. And it's just sat there and I can smell it and I want it. I want it in my mouth. Oh wait, I've just said that on the internet. Someone's gonna
I want it in my mouth.
I want it in my mouth.
You said it again, bro.
Oh yeah, I'll stop doing it.
Yeah, my thing at the moment as well has been I got a rice cooker.
Oh really?
Yeah, I got a nice rice cooker, and it's got this tray that you can put in the top to also steam your veg at the same time. So what's been great for me at the moment is, again, finding like a meat substitute. And there's this brand that I quite like called Vivera, I don't know how you, Vivera, I don't know how you pronounce it. But they do these like plant salmon steaks.
Okay, that's cool.
So what I do is I just have my rice. I buy like some veg, chop up all the veg, put it in the steamer basket, put some rice on, and then cook my plant steak in the air fryer. And then the thing for me is convenience.
Sure.
I was doing HelloFresh, right? Have you ever done any of those?
I haven't actually, no. I know a lot of people have. I know they're popular.
The good thing about it, like HelloFresh, Gusto, all of that stuff, is like your meals are done. Like you know, you don't have to think about the food.
Sure.
You've still got to cook it.
Yeah.
And my problem with it is that one, they don't do meals for one. Of course, why would they? What sado lives on their own? Two, tell me why they want me to use every utensil I've got in my house.
Wow.
I
did not know this.
Bro, I'm done after cooking HelloFresh, and I'm like, great, now I've got to use the dishwasher and wash up about 500 different things. He's like, grate the cheese. Now you're done grating the cheese. Let's, drain a lemon of its internal juices. I'm like, man, ginger, grate a gin. I'm like, what? I've never even heard of half of these ingredients. And I'm just, it's stupid, man. And for me,
yeah.
Just give me sustenance.
Just give you literally want that whole futuristic thing you see where it's just a pill.
Give me the pill that fills me up.
Yeah, and you're done. You would happily live that way.
Although I've said that, and I've ordered pizza, so clearly food does mean something to me.
Oh, so you didn't just do that for my benefit, like you did.
Yeah,
just
kind of a bit both. Yeah, imagine that you go and I'm like, well, I wasn't feeling pizza tonight anyway.
Throw it away. Horrible, man. So funny.
Oh,
mate,
dear.
I love food. I love that we have foods from all over the world that have reached us here. It's maybe not some of the ones on that list, But
yeah, thank God.
I know. But that is the other thing that I love about travel and meeting new people as well, is that they'll have recipes passed down from grandma and granddad and everything. And
they're some of my favourite meals.
Yeah, I love
like home cooked, like nurtured foods.
I know that it's maybe cliche and a bit sad and everything else, but there is something about food that does bring people together. Yeah. And I just love that, man. And that's why I've loved working in food as long as I have. I feel like you can look at it from like the outside, and when you go to restaurants and stuff, and feel like, how can people, do this all day and then go home and cook and stuff like that? And it's like, no, food is genuinely something that you have to adore to do something like that. And the idea of cooking for other people, cooking for people that I love and respect, people like you, like my wife, I'll do it every day. It's not a chore. Yeah. It's not a chore.
And that's the difference. It is for me.
Sure.
Because I'm like, well, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
What can I eat that makes me not feel hungry?
Sure.
I'm eating to not feel hungry. I think that's my problem.
Do you have do you ever do like set meals for the week? So like Monday you have this, Tuesday this, Wednesday this?
No, although kind of more recently, yes, because I travel into an office like 3 days a week minimum. On those days, I kind of have a bit of a plan where, like, I go Tesco's on my lunch. I usually end up with a meal deal, and I'll pick up whatever I want for dinner.
Right.
But Tuesdays and Thursdays, particularly, I try and work from home where I can.
Okay.
And on those days, I tend to be a bit more extravagant with cooking.
You maybe feel like you've got more time?
Yeah, I'll do like a slow cooker thing because, I'll just. On my lunch break, it's like I get an hour, so I'm like, I'll take half an hour to prep some food, chuck it in the slow cooker, and then throughout the day you're getting the smell of it, and it kind of hypes me up a bit into the food.
Oh, that's cool, man.
But weekends, I mean, it's bit of everything, to be honest. If I might get messages, people wanting to go out for dinner, which is my favourite because I don't have to cook and it's nice food.
Yeah, nice.
Or sometimes I just order takeaway, like Deliveroo, and then it arrives, and then I eat it, and then I get upset because I've spent money on food when I don't need to. You know what I mean? I begrudge spending the money, but I enjoyed it at the time.
Yeah, it is no surprise to me at all that like the companies have made it easier for you to just get food. It's no surprise to me at all that fast food business is the way that it is. No surprise to me at all that here in the UK you get like Deliveroo, Just Eat, Uber Eats. Like, I'm sure that does translate to other areas of the world, but I don't really know. But it's no surprise to me at all here that those are so popular, and like you can go on apps at certain times of day and check like restaurants, and they can't even take your order because they're so inundated with orders.
Do you know what?
Doesn't surprise me.
That's one thing I was thinking on my drive home today, actually. Going back to our last episode where we talked about, watching TV and, the same Mr. Bean episode. You might watch it 5 or 6 times, but it's just what was on TV. We live in an age, and again, it's quite cliche. We live in an age where it's like you can have whatever you want whenever you want.
Yeah.
And we are so used to that, and we've adopted that so quickly that actually sometimes it doesn't quite work for us, in the best way that it should. Being able to order a McDonald's and it be, first of all, I live equidistant between 2 McDonald's, which is like a 2-minute walk.
By the way, everyone does.
Yeah.
They're
crazy.
Everywhere. They're
crazy.
Everywhere. Yeah.
But being able to not even move out of my chair,
I know.
order it on my phone, get notifications on my watch when it's outside, let the guy in, he comes up to my door, he hands me the food, and suddenly I'm eating, and I've only had to pay £2 or £3 extra than walking to the store. Is that a good thing?
Subjective. If you're in an era of the world where that doesn't exist, you might be blowing your mind and being like, how do I get that? That might be something that you really, really wish was available to you. I don't know.
But let's be honest, the food that is being served to you is called fast food for a reason.
Yeah.
They prepare it fast, they make it fast, it's cooked fast.
Yep.
They are not, your health really isn't the best interest at these restaurants.
No. The thing for me, and it is a personal feeling. I'm not trying to present it to put on other people. I think there's a responsibility for those in fast food is a great example. They do have a responsibility to show you, and we're talking about traceability now and coming into that realm, showing you what the food is, and things like calorie information and nutritional information being presented on packaging, I think is a really useful tool, good of manufacturers of food ultimately to be doing such a thing. However, there's a shared responsibility on you as a consumer to look at this information, take what information you want from that, and then basically say, if I eat this 5 times a day for the next 50 years, what do I think the state of my health will be? And everything in moderation, and everything part of a healthy lifestyle and balance, and everything else, and everything that you might hear from a doctor, blah, 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 who's not me. I'm not a medical professional. But I just think that there's a responsibility on us as consumers to educate ourselves on food, how that affects your body, realize that your body might not be the same as everybody else's. Because, by the way, our metabolisms are completely different.
Yeah.
That
is one thing that people always say to me. Like, I could have a McDonald's and not think anything of it.
Sure.
And people will go, oh my God, how can you just eat a McDonald's and you're not fat? Like people think because I'm skinny, I do not eat.
Yes.
It's not the case.
I
enjoy the foods that I do eat.
Yeah.
But most of the time it is, like I say, I'm eating just because I'm hungry. So, but yeah, metabolism is a huge thing. And also, your dietary requirements, what do you actually need to...
Exactly.
What do they call it? Base metabolism rate or whatever, right? From just your day-to-day activities, how many calories do you burn staying alive?
I know. Yeah, it's mad. And that depends on your environment. It depends on what your actual like sort of lifestyle is.
Yep.
It wasn't until that I started working with a personal trainer where he was like, I want to see you hit this many macronutrients. I want you to hit this much calories and stuff. And I was like, and when I actually tried to do it, I was like, that's a lot of food.
Yeah.
Now he's getting me to get that calorie intake and get to that point because I'm exercising. And the rate of exercise he wanted me to do was important for me to have this much fuel because that's ultimately what the food is. After living that lifestyle for a wee while, I did not feel all that well. And I said...
Really?
Yeah, and I said... It just doesn't work for me lifestyle-wise. Now, you know that I am heavily into my fitness. I exercise. It's a very diligent, consistent thing for me. But look at me. I don't look like I live in the gym because I don't hold myself to a standard where if I have a burger, I then feel shame and I feel whatever and la la la. My relationship with food is one thing and my relationship with exercise is another. Of course, they should complement each other. And for long periods within the year, they do. But other times I fall out of whack with one, whatever. I don't chastise myself anymore. When I was a young man and, we've talked about this before where my weight sort of bounced up and down.
Yeah.
It's things I've taken really, really seriously because I've felt rubbish. I felt more tired, more like lethargic, whatever.
When you've been overweight,
when I've
underweight,
been,
or...
Exactly that. Yeah, where I've like sort of bounced between the extremes. I've tried to find a happy medium. This is basically what my happy medium looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with it.
I think some people look too deep into it. Like some people would look at me and go, you're really underweight, you need to put some weight on. But like, I don't feel bad at this weight.
Yeah.
It's not like, I mean, someone might diagnose you differently, but I don't have an eating disorder.
No, you work out, you exercise, you eat for fuel.
And I feel good.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes we hold, what doctors or whatever says we should do to like a really high standard.
Yeah.
When you look at like BMI and, you've got to look on here, it says you're extremely overweight, underweight. And I'm not saying that there aren't occasions where people do need help. Like,
sure.
I just want to say, I'm not a medical
absolutely.
practitioner.
Yeah.
But if you feel good, if you aren't getting like health complications and you know that in yourself you are healthy, then don't let someone tell you that you're too skinny or overweight the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have experience the other way. So
no, but like size and shape, and level of fitness overall, well, that just depends on your environment, what your level of fitness has to be. But fitness means different things to different people, and there's different rates and things like that. I think ultimately, we know in ourselves what, like if we overindulge in chocolate, if we overindulge in sugar, if we're overindulging in water, you can be overhydrated. You can be well overhydrated for long periods of time. There's ramifications to that.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest things that we need to do as just society, and I think some societies around the world do it better than we do currently, is just actually educate people on what food does and how certain foods affect your body.
I think that's spot on. I think the 2 points is what are the foods? What do they do? But more specifically, what does that food do to you?
Yeah.
We all know, like, the jokes about, bloody, everyone's like gluten-free or lactose intolerant now. Mm-hmm. It's because they put so much crap in foods.
Yeah.
And the world is changing. Like, food is never going to stay the same.
Mate, I saw a brilliant video. I can't give anyone credit. I'm so sorry. But I saw this video of this guy and he was saying, don't buy this bread. I'm not going to say that, but it was a packaged loaf.
I know the video you're on about.
Yeah, it's this guy and he's so spot on and I'd never thought about it. He said, look at the list of ingredients.
Yeah.
Do you know how many ingredients are in bread?
I watched that exact video. Yep.
It's so stupidly powerful because it's just a guy just mouthing off. He's like, go, like, bake your own bread, please.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Or go to a baker. There's 4 ingredients in bread. Lift up the packet and look. I was like, and I love bread. Oh, I love bread. Oh, bread and some butter and a bit of salt.
Yeah. Nah, like, give me like a bagel.
Yeah.
Camembert.
Oh, bagel. Yo. But that's the thing, isn't it? The bread that we're buying is by design, just trying to last a long time.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff
It's
in there.
over manufactured.
Yeah. And that's unfortunate. I'm sure it serves a purpose. People need food to last longer than a day.
But don't you think that though it's because we as a culture, as a society, like all humans on earth, there's too many of us, and we're like all of these companies. Let's take bread companies.
Yeah.
Right. Let's say their job is just to make bread. Right. They realize that actually they can make more bread if they over manufacture the bread, so they can scale more to make more money.
Yeah.
That's why there's ultimately more ingredients in bread, right?
But they're going to say that the demand is there. They're going to say that we have so many people asking for bread. This is how we have to mass manufacture bread.
But it also means that surely there are less bakers, because you can't have like a machine that makes all the bread.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah. I
So
take your point.
you're, but in the olden days, you wouldn't buy like manufactured bread from Scotland if you lived in Essex. One, because obviously the transport wasn't there. But like 60 years ago, you'd go to your baker because it was fresh. You get to know them. They're not going to screw you over. You know what's in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like now a lot of things are over manufactured, and food being a massive part of that.
You mentioned it earlier about like convenience.
Yeah.
We want to be able to go to whatever's around the corner and get whatever we want. But of course, back in the day, a high street would have a butcher, would have a baker, would have a candlestick maker. No, I'm kidding. Would have whatever there, and in an ideal world, you'd go to the local fishmonger and you'd get fish. You'd go to the local butcher who's made you sausages. But again, this was all so costly. Probably can't meet the demand. It's probably come from a necessity. We've just reached such a point where you have to start asking the question: have we just gone too far?
Yeah.
I really don't want to come across as preachy.
No, I don't think it does come across as preachy.
Yeah.
It just sounds like that you work in the industry,
That's
right?
the
You work
thing.
in the food industry.
Yeah.
So if anything, you've got a little bit more knowledge than probably a lot of us.
Yeah.
Because you see what goes on, and you know what has to happen to get that product on the shelf.
But listen, as I say, I get that not everyone's relationship with food is like my own.
Yeah.
So if you're just not that bothered, and you have a very platonic love with food, where it's just like, yeah, this is just what it is. I need to eat, like stuff like that. Then absolutely fine. I'm not judging. But
So I have that relationship with food.
Yeah.
But I care about my health.
Yes.
Which then, as a byproduct, means I have to care about food, and that's what pisses me off.
Well, that's all I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Is that, but the one thing that you should feel very strongly about is how you feel. Is literally physically healthy wise how you feel. We do know what the effects of eating a lot of fat causes in diet, and we know lots of things about like chocolate and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't have that much of a sweet tooth. I don't crave chocolate. I like ice cream. But I don't eat ice cream. Like I probably have ice cream every couple
What's like
of
your
months.
guilty pleasure food wise?
I
Like
don't
if you're
know.
like,
Crisps. If I open like a pack of crisps, they're gone, dude.
yeah,
They are
But we're
gone. I
we're
love
talking
crisps.
like a big sharing pack. I could
Dude,
eat
I'm
the
not
whole
7
thing.
anymore. Yeah,
Yeah, I
I don't need the individual pack. I need.
Tell me
yeah.
why then. How comes there's more air in crisps than air now?
Hey, I'm so angry about this.
annoys me, man.
I'm so angry about this. Remember back in the day when you could have you'd have Quavers or Skips, and there'd be a toy in there.
Yeah, and it was right at the top.
That's why they need the space, dude. They've taken the toy out and left all the space, and there's nothing in there. I feel very
I'm really
strong.
passionate about
Sorry.
crisps.
Mate, I love crisps. So probably crisps. I'm
Yeah.
much more savoury than I am sweet. What about you?
Same.
Yeah?
Honestly, that's something we can find common ground on.
Wow.
Is savoury. Crisps for me, specifically crisps and sour cream and chive dip. Man, get me some sea salt and cider vinegar.
Yeah, I love that.
Good crisps.
Or some
with the
really
dip.
hardcore cheese and onion flavoured kind of crisps with a dip like that. That's the
Oh,
one for
okay.
me.
You're a cheese and onion guy. If you had to, okay, hear me out. You know the Walker's crisps.
Yeah.
We and I what flavour is your favourite? Because growing up, did your parents buy the multi packs,
Yes.
and then you could help yourself?
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah, but dude,
What was the last flavour that was always left, man?
Oh, Well, I tell you what, I believe it was cheese and onion because my dad
Yeah.
always ate the cheese and onion because I think it's the last thing we had. For me, it's salt and vinegar.
You don't like it?
No, I love salt and
Oh,
vinegar.
you like
Sorry,
salt and vinegar,
Yeah,
so
no,
yeah.
I love salt and vinegar. Love salt and vinegar. But that is very much like the Walker's salt and vinegar.
What's the worst flavour of crisp in those packets?
Well, I mean, ready salted is like an OG, but
Yeah,
it just tastes like salt. If we're just being honest.
Okay, now I'm going to throw one at you here. And I hate these crisps with a passion.
Oh, go
You'll
on.
never catch me eating
Wait,
this
are we
flavour
talking
of
about
crisp.
Walkers or are we just
Yeah,
talking?
it could be. Yeah,
Okay,
Walkers.
okay.
Walkers. I think it used to be in the Walkers multi-packs that you get anyway.
Right, okay.
Roast chicken.
Roast chicken. Yeah,
Bro,
weird.
What is that? That is a weird flavour.
Weird flavour.
And it always used to give me an after, like, you know when you burp after and it repeats
Oh,
on
it's pretty
you?
hardcore.
Bro, what is all that about? I
don't
don't want to
know,
be. I don't want to be tasting my crisps 10 hours after I've eaten my crisps.
But I tell you this, dude, in the supermarkets when we were young with my mum and dad, we would argue about what crisps we were going to buy.
yeah,
dude.
that was the big
Mate,
thing.
I always wanted Monster Munch. Pickled
Pickled
onion.
onion monster munch.
Mate, pickled onion.
They were so good.
That was top tier for me. Flaming Hot ones, when they came out, I was in heaven, bro.
And then now, or I say now, like sort of in the last sort of 10, 15 years, mine has been like chili heatwave Doritos, which I know is such like a cliche thing again, or a stereotype because I like video games.
Yeah,
and I'm there with my dusty chili
Yes,
heatwave
yes.
Dorito fingers, dipping it in the...
But I would always come round, if you remember before, like, and that was my drunk food. If we were going to
Yeah,
drink,
that's true.
I wanted Doritos.
Yeah.
That was my drunk food. I was going to drink this whole bottle of Malbec and I was going to do this whole fucking chili heatwave Doritos, dude. No one was going to stop me.
Yeah.
I love it. But chocolate, give or take, bro.
Yeah, I'm not that fussed.
Sometimes I'll go into a shop and be like, actually, I fancy like a Snickers bar or a Mars bar or something like that. But dude, very rarely am I like, oh, I really crave some chocolate right now. Sugar's just not something that I'm...
Again, I do have a sweet tooth, but not for chocolate.
Oh, what do you have then?
It's like sweet drinks.
Oh,
Like not
sugar
fizzy,
drinks.
not fizzy, but like
Right,
sugary
right,
drinks.
right.
Like I would rather a full fat Coke
Yeah.
than a diet or a Coca-Cola Zero.
I'm totally with you. I get it.
and I don't know why that is. And some people say you can't taste the difference between like a Coke Zero and a normal Coke.
Of course you can.
Of course you can.
When you meet that person again, you spit in their mouth and you give them a...
I'm not
Of
spitting
course
in
you
their mouth,
can.
bro. They probably like it.
Okay. It tastes like Pepsi Max.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't think of any other guilty pleasure foods, to be perfectly honest. What else have you got in there?
See, I told you, bro.
What else is you...
Pepsi.
Pepsi. Oh, a full fat Pepsi as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Good for
'cause
you.
Sometimes they give you Pepsi Max when you ask for Pepsi. I'm not about that, man.
Didn't they recently redo their logo, but it looks exactly like the same logo?
It looks like a logo that they had when they were 10. Like,
They were 10.
yeah, they've gone,
Yeah, but maybe it
get a
was.
kid to draw the logo. Yeah, have they switched back to like the
This
old...
is the thing. This is what all these brands do. The logo was 100 years ago, and then they've just gone, we're not going to do a new one. We'll just
Recycle.
Just redo that one and say it's
Yeah.
112-year anniversary. Who cares? We're all idiots because we buy it.
Yeah.
Well,
So food.
so food. I'm gonna.
I know,
I'm gonna
mate.
go, dude.
I know. It's nearly... Oh, it's going to be 9 p.m.
Yeah.
very soon.
Yeah. So I'll be at 26 hours probably by the time.
I'm really
I get
proud
home.
of you, by the way. I think you've smashed it. You don't seem like lethargic. You don't.
No,
you know, I
no.
know you said you had a bit of a heady.
I
thing
feel
at the
a
beginning,
bit
but
I feel a bit weird in my head, I will admit. But I just think, as I say, I'm not a health profession. I'm not telling anyone to do this. It was just something that I thought that I could achieve.
Yeah.
And it was more a mind over matter thing for me anyway. I love food. I'm probably not going to do this like, every week I'm going to, not eat for an entire day. But it's actually not, it hasn't been that traumatic an experience for
Yeah,
me
yeah,
personally. And I'd give it a go. As I say, I think I probably could do the 36.
you're not going to though.
I'm not going to
No,
because
don't,
that's the other
don't,
thing.
don't.
Bear in mind, I skipped a workout so I didn't die on camera.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't.
Well, and also you've already cooked your dinner at home.
Oh yeah, dude, I've got dinner at home, bro.
That's
and
exciting, right?
And you've got pizza in the oven there.
Just keep him warm.
Just want to stare lovingly Your oven and the
Well,
pizza
you
inside.
can stare at it, but you're not having any because
Nope.
you've got food waiting for you at home.
I know, dude. I know. I mean, a very broad topic. We could do so many hours probably talking about food
Yeah.
and specific meals. We didn't really get into traceability in food like I wanted. But listen,
We could do another part 2. We could do a part 2.
Come back. What episode is this? Episode
11. Do you know what?
11.
We didn't do the standard. Oh yeah, you did do like a little intro, didn't you?
Did I do a little intro? I don't
can't
even
remember,
My
guys.
head is just.
Do
not here,
you know
dude.
what happens now? We turn the cameras on. We sit here. We start just chatting, and we forget that actually the podcast is going right. Some we will talk to you guys, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I like about it. It feels quite fluid.
Yeah, mate. Just trying to be conversational. We're not, we're not in this game for anything other than to just
Chat.
just have a chat, really.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we do anyway, right? We were chatting before the cameras were on. We'll chat when the cameras are off.
For sure.
And we'll chat probably until the day we die.
I reckon so.
And probably beyond. Like, by the time I'm croaking it,
Wow.
they're going to remove my brain, put it into the cloud.
Yep.
And we can have a chat in the cloud, mate.
Do you reckon it'll be? Do you reckon there's anything in like the freezing? Like we'll freeze.
Cryo
them?
freeze.
Yeah. Do you think there's anything in that? Do you think
I'd
that'd
like
work?
to think so.
Someone I was watching something or I was listening to something where a guy was like, we know that with cells, like if you freeze them, then the water expands and something, so they don't get how it would work. And I'm like, I don't know any. You know what I realized when I watch certain things and read certain things is that I'm so dumb.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
not got
know
a clue.
anything about anything.
Okay, so my instant thought when you said that was like, well, you can freeze a bumblebee for a bit and then tie a string around it and then it comes back to life. Because
What?
when you cool it down, it doesn't die. Its heart rate slows down so much that it's incapacitated. So you're able to like tie a string around the bumblebee because that's what people do.
What?
They
Why
like
are they tying a string around it?
a pet bumblebee.
To have a pet
Bumblebee just on a string, just like cool, it's alive again now. Now I don't know how the bumblebee feels about that. I would never do that.
If you're trying to do some weird bumblebee kite, I hope it stings you something fierce in your your eyeball.
But the other side of it is like we can't ask the bumblebee like, "Are you okay? Like, do you have
True.
any long detrimental effects to your health?" The bumblebee's just going, "I'm a bumblebee."
Yeah, I guess so.
But is it going after
Well,
you freeze it?
if it's been frozen, I imagine there's a part of it where it's like, whoa.
It's going, I'm fucking cold, but I'm flying. Well, man, it's been an absolute pleasure as always.
Dude, bring on episode 12.
Guys, put in the comments what your favourite food is. Tell us. Have you got like a meal that you used to like as a kid? Are there any foods that you don't like? For me, one of them was, what was that porridge you used to get as a kid?
Ready, Breck?
You've nailed it.
Right.
Spot on. Bang on the money. Ready Breck for me. My sister loved it. I hated it. You put Ready Breck in front of me, it's going on the ceiling.
There you go. I want to tell you one food that I've never quite understood. Angel Delight.
Angel Delight.
If you don't know what that is, Google it and someone tell me what is in it because I don't get that at all.
But Turkish Delight.
Oh, no, I love Turkish Delight.
Nah, that's grim.
What? All right, cool. Anyway.
Hey, thanks, man.
Bye, mate. I'm going to eat.
Night.
Oh, my God.
Oh, well, I don't have to do anything now. I can just go and eat my pizza.
I guess so. I am hungry now. I am hungry. I could push myself and do 36, but I'm hungry. I can't believe you actually ordered pizza